Hello!
Hi. We just saw the
Ready Player One.
aka the best video game movie since Wreck-It Ralph. And maybe Pokemon 3.
It was quite enjoyable.
Yeah, like crammed.
It had more
references.
More references than you can shake a selfie stick at.
Yeah. Of course, me being me, my only disappointment was there was no Pokemon to be seen, but
It's hardly a disappointment.
And the only other distracting thing, I know we usually do a synopsis first, but this has been on my mind. The main villain is played by Krennic, General Krennic, or what?
Krennic, I believe.
Krennic.
From Rogue One.
Yeah. All I saw was Krennic. Here's Krennic, there's Krennic. It's Krennic.
He went from a Nazi bad guy to a corporate jerk kind of bad guy.
Like there's a difference. But yeah, the plot. Anyway, it starts off like it shows like this sort of like run-down slum kind of dystopia where everyone lives in trailers stacked up on top of each other by haphazardly welded together pipes.
In the year 2045.
In the not so far from now.
Which still looks like it could be happening relatively soon.
Yeah. So, because...
And that contrasted with the Oasis, which was whatever you wanted it to be.
Yeah, so...
Friggin' video game references, movie references, a whole map dedicated to Minecraft.
Yeah, of course, because millennials.
Never played Minecraft, don't really want to.
Me neither.
I mean, you don't want to play video games at all anymore.
Well, except for Let's Plays, but even then I'm selective. But... What?
Nothing.
Anyway, but yeah, one of the most appealing things about the Oasis is character customization. You can literally be anything the freaking hell you want, which would be very appealing to me because I'd want to be a Pikachu, or like I don't have a Pikachu plushie right next to me, but I have a Pichu plushie, so I'll just show that and we.
And I would not be interrupted by my phone going off in the video.
No, but you would be interrupted by people in the real world trying to kill you.
Oh, true. Although I don't know if I'd leave my house to play the Oasis.
Well, he kind of had to because he lived in a trailer stacked up on top of other trailers.
I meant myself. We were talking about ourselves.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'd be, but... Oh, okay, I know I'd be a Power Ranger. That'd be my first thing.
Yeah, that would fit in that world. Yes, and...
I was going to say, surprisingly, not a lot of Spielberg tropes, and even though he directed the movie, kind of felt like he wasn't using his tropes this time. Which can be a good thing. It felt like it didn't need them, like it had its own set of tropes.
But yeah.
And it used so many video game tropes.
Of course, the premise of the movie is that because the world has been left to rust, rot, and fall to pieces, everyone just wants to escape it by going into the Oasis. And the founder of the Oasis, who was revealed had passed away or before the movie started, like well before.
He
put in an Easter egg where if someone finds 3 special keys, they basically own the Oasis. All of it. They just
like $1 trillion.
Yeah, like his entire
fortune.
Yeah, like what's the word? Inheritance.
Yeah. So it focuses on like at least one main character, but it's bigger than that. Like a group of 5. It becomes 5, but it's mainly a group of 4 friends who are playing through the game because like everyone's obsessed with finding the keys, but no one's ever been able to solve the first puzzle, which is a race. with friggin' King Kong, the giant Tyrannosaurus from Jurassic Park, a bunch of other shit.
Yeah.
Nobody can figure it out because you can't get to the finish line. You can't go past Kong.
So basically, you have to. He figures out by going into the this archives about all of the creator of the game's life, because he archived everything in his life.
Well, when you're probably on the spectrum, I've lost my point other than people like to archive things, and he's just took it a bit
extreme. Yeah, but
dude.
Yeah, he like the protagonist guy, whose name is Wade, and all I'm thinking is Deadpool, 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 Deadpool. Anyway, he determines that to win the game, you have to kind of cheat.
You have to go backwards, because it's all in clues on what the guy says, on how, because he would rather go backwards was the first thing.
Really put it the pedal to the metal.
Yeah. Not subtle enough.
Yeah.
So he goes backwards. And he basically finds a cheat code underneath all the racers to get to the finish line. And Artemis, the girl that he suddenly has a crush on, that he develops a crush on during the race.
Yeah. Because
he watched her Twitch streams. And this is not totally a shameless plug for my Twitch streams.
Yeah.
Even though I am... Let's just leave the link in the description. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah,
link in the description.
I always do.
No, this time you have to leave my Twitch, not just my YouTube.
I'll try to remember. Anyway, so yeah, basically there's a trap what?
Yeah, the trapdoor. But I was just thinking of suddenly the Iron Giant crossed my mind.
Oh yeah, another Chekhov's guy.
Yeah. Good old Iron Giant being built as a commission.
By the way, I do commissions on DeviantArt, drawing commissions, and I make plushies like this. $4 Canadian if anyone wants to buy one of these. $1 Canadian if you just want a drawing. Of course, I have rules. Blah, 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 blah. You don't want to hear about that.
That didn't work out as well as you hoped it would. Let's just plug absolutely everything that we do.
Yes.
This review is just a plug.
Plug it in. S.C. Johnson, a family company. These are
Don't you
getting
put it-
uncomfortable. Let's take them off.
Don't you put it in your mouth.
I'm taking mine off.
Don't you put it in your mouth. Don't stuff it in your face. Don't. My eyes. So, the bad guys are IOI. Can't remember. They said what it stands for, but I don't remember.
Yeah, obviously it's supposed to be look like binary code 101.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Of course, as we already mentioned, led by I'm just gonna call him Krennic. He's Krennic.
Don't choke on your aspirations.
Which is also a disappointment. They didn't have a cameo of someone's avatar being Darth Vader talking to him. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, tons. I easily point out Harley Quinn, Batgirl, friggin' Tracer from Overwatch. Just
Halo.
a bunch of Halo guys.
There's a freaking Gundam.
Yeah, there's a Gundam. Mecha Godzilla. A random magical orb that you had to speak jumble to activate. Good old level 99 magical item.
So
the second clue is it has to do with the creator not kissing a girl that he liked.
So yeah, basically, this is a bit of a roundabout kind of thing. First they think, well, he was going to take her to a dance originally, so they go to this sort of club kind of thing and think, well, maybe if we dance on this levitating chasm thing, he'll unlock it. But then they get ambushed by the villains and have to get away.
Yeah. He also, after getting the first key, he got a shit ton of coins, and spent them on a couple ex machinas.
Chekhov's guns.
And including a non-important little coin that
He didn't buy that.
No, but he was given it after solving the first clue. Like in between solving the clues, he was given the coin.
No, but I'm going to mention what he did buy now, which was the Holy Hand Grenade from Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
More references!
Yeah. And
freaking the bad guy's avatar to me looked like a suited up Clark Kent. Like slick black hair with a curl, and his eyes kept changing color from blue to red. It looked like he fired laser beams out of his face.
To me, he looked more like M. Bison just as a businessman instead of a dictator.
Prepare for die.
No, that was Magneto.
Okay. I forget what M. Bison says. But...
Why this? This is just superconductor electromagnetism. Surely you've heard it. It levitates bullet trains from Tokyo to Osaka. It also levitates me.
I don't even know what we're going to put in the background.
I don't know yet either. I'll think of something.
Something video game related.
Or maybe. Just something everything reference kind of related. I don't know. Maybe Smash Bros?
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
It's your decision, not mine.
Yeah, I know.
So then they get attacked by IO9 and all their...
IOI,
yes. And all... They have basically rooms full of people playing video games, which, if that wasn't a punishment, that would be the best place to work at.
So, yeah, and...
We get backstory on Artemis at this point, and freaking just... Wade just has a total crush on her. Yeah. I could have used different wording, but I wasn't going to, because it's a PG movie, it deserves a PG review.
PG-13, I think.
Well, I'm still not going to swear, because nobody swore. I don't think there were any swearing.
A few people said the four-letter word that means poop.
Oh, okay, right. And there's a whole chunk of it dedicated to The Shining. Like a good 3 or 4 minute scene dedicated to The Shining.
Well, yeah, because when they determined it wasn't the dance that they needed to go to, because this little clue about, again, back to the archives, the I can't remember his name, the creator of the Oasis, he was gonna take this girl he met to a dance, but changed his mind and they went to a movie. And they determined that because of a clue of the creator who hates his creation, they determined it was The Shining because...
Stephen King hates the movie The Shining. It's like,
I just want to see Stephen King done right, and then he made Maximum Overdrive.
The woman ended up being... I think she ended up marrying his best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she adopted the surname Morrow, which is his best friend's last name.
Simon Pegg.
Yeah. Simon Pegg.
Trying to do an American accent, it was...
And also playing a different accent as the curator.
Oh, yeah. The spoiler.
Yeah, who cares?
Review, right.
This is a review. Just because things are out of place. Blah, 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 spoiler.
Yeah.
Let's just put a giant spoiler warning in the back. So they end up... Friggin' H, the big heavy guy of the group, ends up going through The Shining. Like, literally going through the blood, the river of blood.
Yeah, the when you open up the, like... Come and play with us, Danny, and it opens at the elevator. Yeah.
And then he encounters...
PG-13 movie, everyone! PG-13 movie!
Yep. And then he encounters the naked lady who turns into a skeleton. Basically, a zombie.
Which again, as they mentioned, I haven't seen The Shining, but I've heard a lot about it. I don't think there was that in the movie. the zombie lady.
Yeah. And he just gets stuck in a maze full of people with axes and knives trying to kill him. And there was a random Freddy Krueger off to the side when the IOI guys were trying to solve that Shining.
Yeah. No, but yeah, the way that they had to solve The Shining was go into the ballroom and there were like floating dancing zombies again.
And the girl he liked was stuck there.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't dance with her, I guess, or something.
Yeah.
So Artemis ended up having to save her by almost pretty much dancing, asking her to dance, save her from the zombies.
Yeah.
And then
oh my.
I mean, it would be.
I was thinking the whole time. Wait, does she have to kiss her? What, are they gonna go that route?
Woman on woman? Nah.
I mean, they. I was thinking, are they?
Not quite. They're also outside of the Oasis. The IOI are hunting them, and multiple times they've captured Artemis. They killed the main They killed Wade's aunt and her abusive boyfriend, who was obsessed with video games and looked like a backyard hillbilly. Bad teeth and all.
Yeah, so at that point I'm thinking Spider-Man, Luke Skywalker, insert here.
Generic action hero who lost his parents.
Yeah.
But he did end up meeting with Samantha because Artemis, he said in the game, like, Wade was trying to say, oh, I love you and blah, like and she's like, no, don't do that. I'm not what you expect. And he's like, and then they eventually meet, and it turns out she is a woman, which, thank God for that. His age has the point, she could be a 30-year-old fat guy named Chuck, because you never know who somebody is behind their avatar, because that's an unfortunate thing where kind of people go on the internet, pretend to be people they're not to try and catch little boys and girls.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
I know!
And that's what
PG-13
review. That's what H was referencing. That could be that kind of thing.
Anyway, that's another thing. The fact that Wade revealed his real name in the Oasis is what allowed the IOI to track him down in the real world. So yeah, there's that.
He's a bit of an idiot at times. He's a bit too love-struck, but he's definitely a good action hero. Like, he's a confident action hero.
Yeah.
Even though he's kind of, at the first, he's kind of confused on what's going on. He just wants to win the race.
Yeah.
Because he's obsessed with the creator.
Yeah.
So is a whole division of IO9 dedicated to solving the puzzles they're all obsessed with.
Uh-huh.
But then the third part, they had to play a video game on the Doom level, probably inspired by the Doom video game.
Yeah.
The Doom series, I should say, because there are more than one. Like, there's a funny montage of all the IO9 guys trying to...
IOI.
Why do I keep saying 9? Alright, no touching. Ooh, touching.
Does this bug you? I'm not touching you.
I think it bugs you more. Just 'cause you don't like personal contact.
Anyway, back to the movie.
We've been talking for way too long, but it's a funny thing of each of them trying to play a game and then failing and then falling in ice. And the guy friggin' meticulously noting each time.
Yeah.
So they have a whole scene where they captured Samantha and she escaped, they help her escape.
She's Artemis, by the way. We might not have mentioned that.
We should have been obvious, I kept mentioning them, but no.
Yeah. So yeah, the Wade guy, forget his avatar name, doesn't matter. He's Wade.
Z or...
So
it was Z and I can't remember the full name.
Whatever. He determines that the game that they're playing is adventure, and he determines it's not about winning the game, it's about finding the Easter egg in the game.
They did that after a really beautiful, just gigantic battle scene.
Well, yes, like...
where all the characters of the game are fighting all the IOI guys.
Yeah.
And that's where you pull out Mechagodzilla and the giant robot and freaking Gundam.
Yeah. So yeah,
the first Easter egg is the first game developer's name.
Well, the third Easter egg is the first. Yeah.
The first Easter egg ever made.
Right. Yes.
So then he's given the option to sign the contract.
Wait, but first we need to bring up the speaking of Easter eggs, the
villain's
Chekhov's
MacGuffin.
gun, the Chekhov's gun, yes.
But also the villain had basically a bomb that zeroed out every single character and basically killed them all and left them with no lives.
Yeah.
So the game was basically over, but it ended up blah blah blah. Oh, the coin was a free life.
Yeah.
And he survived.
So yeah,
they freaking try and kill the kids. Like the bad guy has one of his department heads freaking try and take them out.
Yeah.
It's just like, Jesus, it's just a video game. Like, calm down. It's not life or death.
Actually, it is, because in that world, the game is everything. It is life for these people, for everyone. It is
just like
everything.
Just like Pokemon, just like
Well, in Pokemon it makes sense, because Pokemon are, like, when you think about it, like, colossal, monsters that can destroy cities with, like, a flick of a finger, so yeah. It makes sense.
So he ends up, like, he's told to sign a contract with because he was having trouble unlocking the door because the freaking IOIs were playing Mario Kart with the van they were in. Nobody had a red shell, which is unfortunate.
Or a blue shell.
Yeah. That would have taken them all out because it takes the leader out and anyone around it.
Yeah.
So. But he ends up not signing the contract because that was the thing that was the game creator's biggest regret, was basically parting ways with Simon Pegg.
Yeah.
So it ends up, instead of that, it transitions to the game developer as basically an avatar of himself.
Yeah.
Although they said it wasn't an avatar, but they left it so vague, you don't know what it actually was.
Yeah.
But he ends up giving the egg, and he and his 4 buddies have control over the Oasis, and the bad guy goes to jail because he followed them. And there's an awesome shot where, like, all the people that lived in the stacks, that's what they call that neighborhood in Columbus, Ohio, if you didn't know, or it was all set in Columbus.
Uh-huh.
Like the giant wave of people to stop him, and he pulls out a gun, and they're just like, part the Red Sea. But yeah, he gets arrested with the department head who he had hunting them, and Wade gets to make out with Samantha awkwardly because people keep interrupting them. Which is a funny thing to reference any single movie where the two main characters go to kiss, but it cuts away before they do kiss.
Yeah.
Which is one of Linkar's biggest pet peeves when it comes to that kind of movie. Because he always says, if you're gonna kiss, just kiss.
I never heard him say that.
Oh, I've heard him talk about movies like that where, like, where like the two main characters don't, like, they look like they're gonna kiss, but then either they get separated or it fades to black. And he's stated a couple times that he hates that. Like, he stated if you're gonna have the two characters kiss, just have them kiss. Pretty much.
I never heard him say
He's
that.
also mentioned that for comic books, but
I never heard him mention that. That's weird.
I've noticed it.
Well,
but anyway. Yeah, they basically, then it's just an exposition of what they did for the game.
Yeah.
By Wade, and then it fades to black.
So yeah, that was the movie.
Yeah, it was surprisingly, it got me more hooked. It brought me more in because I went into it. I remember, like, last year, the first images of Ready Player One, and, like, I remember how much hate it was getting at the time online. Like, I remember the first time I saw it, I went, okay, I was so much hate. I was like, okay, this isn't gonna be good. I'm like, oh geez, like that was my first time. Oh god, another terrible movie. It was freaking last year when they started doing promotionals for it. And then recently I heard it actually get good reviews. I'm like, okay, maybe I want to watch it because I haven't given thought of, oh, it's just a lame video game movie. That's kind of my first thought because most of the time they're not very good. Warcraft, not good. Assassin's Creed, not good. Things like that. Even, this isn't the same genre, but Ghost in the Shell anime adaptation was not good.
A lot of people hated the Ratchet and Clank movie, but I loved it.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was dumb fun.
Yeah.
What more do you want?
I don't get the hate about that one. That it was. I love it.
It's just
I have it on DVD.
It's just purists who want it more, I guess, similar to the first game. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of amusing that they made a game based on a movie based on a game. It's kind of like
Yeah.
triple metas, high score. But
It's
I
like
think
16 moles.
but I think we've been talking for too long.
Yes. So.
Definitely, there's not many movies out right now, but you definitely should go see it.
Yes.
Because you might not get all the references, but I'm sure you'll get some of them. Like
Yeah.
bringing Michael Jackson references and whatnot. Like
Yeah.
there'll be something in there for somebody to be like, "Hey, I get that reference."
Exactly.
So, yeah. Until next time.
Keep an ace up your sleeve. I almost forgot my catchphrase.
Keep it weird.
I've only been using it a few times so far, so
Yeah.
give me a break.